Coming up, it's a rivalry that started back in 1930. But as the Chicago Cardinals and Portsmouth Spartans, today, Arizona and Detroit battle once again. And it's next.
And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. On first down, it's gone. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
He'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Here's a toss play right to Swift. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Well, this defense for the Cardinals, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
Complete to Bryant. And he is going to have the Lions first down. He needed 5. He got it barely, as it will officially go down as a gain of 5 yards.
That throw's not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the first down, and I'm going cliche here. Game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. And you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those are to set the tone. You kept the drive alive. 3rd down conversion here is big. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Go off a handoff here to Swift.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs, and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
First down, and they go with Swift again.
And he'll get it across midfield and down into Cardinal territory. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side. A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down.
They'll try and run here with Swift. And Swift is not going to get there as they stop him short of the yellow line.
They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead them to 4th down. Remember, that was less than a yard. That was not a full yard. That defense, they were having none of it.
Yeah, the surge the offensive line was seeking actually occurred on the other side of the ball. They reestablished the line of scrimmage and stuffed them. Partner doesn't seem like it, but that's a tough spot for a kicker. First drive of the game, and they're calling on him. He should be warmed up. He should be into the game, but sometimes it's almost like, oh, what, now already? Can't they put it in the end zone? What's going on here?
Yeah, he's probably saying, if you can't get it in the end zone, can you give me a 30, 40-yarder? A long one, and he can't connect. On play action, it's Murray. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. To throw is Murray. Being chased out left. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone.
And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. 2nd down coming up. Here's 2nd and 10.
From the gun, Murray forced out to his left. And got his man, complete. Touchdown. Hollywood, Marquise Brown with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Cardinals have taken the early lead. Prater for the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it winds up in a touchdown for Arizona. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. The partner, just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season, the playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball.
The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Like the footwork back there, I thought you did a pretty good job of evading that first wave of players. Tried to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, winds up getting buried for the loss. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And all the way down inside the 25 before he gets out of bounds. A big play there for Detroit. 2nd quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Now a man open down the middle of the field.
7 yards, the pickup there.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the Cardinals' 16-yard line.
On 2nd down, Swift.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Here's Swift.
And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
Austin Seibert on for the field goal. A 19-yard attempt.
Seibert able to knock this one through.
So a conservative decision there, but it does put him on the board.
And I know the players hate it, the coaches hate it, but sometimes you just got to take the points when they're there. Sometimes a field goal is pretty darn good.
Taking it about the 1. And able to get this out to the 25.
Let's go, baby.
So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game.
And if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset.
A big play that time through the air. 32 yards. Throwing on 1st down is Murray. Buying time to his left. He's going deep for Brown. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Cardinals. Marquise Brown with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half.
And the Cardinals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Extra point good by Prater. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line.
And Detroit getting set to go now. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They run on 1st down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's 2nd down now.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, they're just...
And the pressure gets there. He'll go down. It's a sack. And it is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And he'll get this one across the 20, but only up to about the 21. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down.
On 4th down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Taken in at the 22. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense.
It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
2nd and 10. Murray going to throw. Rolling to his left. That'll be caught. It's Isabella. And he is finally out of bounds, but not before taking it down inside the 30. A huge play there for Arizona.
We know play callers can be very creative in this game today, but sometimes when they've got receivers with speed like this, they don't need to design incredibly complex calls. Sometimes it's just get the ball in his hands and let him do his thing. In a sense, less can become more, and it was right there.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And the Lions are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. He's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein.
And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. From his goal line here, Goff. He gets this complete to Cephas. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. The Cards going nickel, an extra defensive back out there now on 3rd down. This is Swift on the counter, and they will bottle him up behind the line, and now will they use a timeout? The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Here comes the Lions punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. 54 yards on the punt, 12 on the return. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Kyler Murray going to lead the Cardinals back out on offense. And he's looked pretty good. Does have the 1 interception, but 2 touchdown passes so far. Your analysis.
They'll take the offset. When you're talking about throwing 2 touchdown passes, no one wants to see an interception thrown, but those things happen in the course of a ball game and over the course of a season. But throwing 2 touchdown passes, that's why the team has an advantage. That's what they're looking for more of.
Touchdown, Cardinals! Hollywood Marquise Brown as the first half is winding down. And the Cardinals would extend their lead here just before halftime. As he was shuffling right out of the pocket, you could just tell he was going to take a shot downfield. He had his eyes down there the whole way.
He certainly did. He wasn't taking off to go, right? When he was flush from the pocket, a lot of times you see him, eyes will drop, ball will get tucked, and he takes off, becomes a running back. But as you noted, stayed alive as a passer, tremendous body control, and a pretty good arm there, too.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And the Lions going to go back on offense one final time in this first half. And they really won't have much time to work with, just 19 seconds showing on the clock. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense. Here we go.
Gone. Well, this is caught by Williams. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line.
Let's go.
So we reach halftime. You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it.
Final adjustments being made in both locker rooms. They are just about set to get back to football in Detroit. And for the call of the second half, we'll kick it back up to Ford Field and Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. The Cardinals ready to go here to start the third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Murray now on first down, sliding out of the pocket. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 9. A huge play there for Arizona. It's so easy to focus on the speed and elusiveness of Kyler Murray, but as he shows right there, don't sleep on the arm strength. They'll run here with Conner. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Second down and goal. Murray. His throw incomplete.
But plain and simple, that's the second time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped. Surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to, and maybe his rhythm is just off?
He's got thrown. And that is caught by Brown for a Cardinal touchdown. 8 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Cardinals take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Prater for the extra point, and they open the lead up now to 25. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And the Cardinals cap it with a touchdown. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The Lions offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
On first down, gone. And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. DeMarcus Lawrence, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Throwing on 2nd and long. Goff. He's going to go deep for Beasley. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Well, that play was certainly a little bit different because on the previous play, he was sacked. This time, protection a lot better. Had time to survey the field and still couldn't find an open receiver.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He'll drop this one off to Swift.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 4th down. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away.
This is taken at the 23. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. Snap comes to Murray at 1. Out to his left. He's going deep for Brown. He's got a man. Complete. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. A big connection on that one. 38 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully...
And that is caught by Brown for a Cardinal touchdown. Marquise Brown, 31 yards. And the Cards continue to pour it on. Extra point good by Prater. And that will extend this big lead. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. The Lions offense set to take over. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough, because we always talk about it being a team game and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. From the gun, here's Goff. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I wonder if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game, because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long, but a nice throw there for a good gain and a 1st down.
Max 22, Max 22. You gonna see me in your nightmares, son.
Now a 1st down throw. Goff toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They give it off here to the tight end. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page, because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
On 3rd down, here comes Swift. And they'll get him down short of the 1st down, right on the 10-yard line. 7 yards on the carry there, but now they're staring at 4th down.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And it'll be intercepted.
Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And the Cardinals are going to take over at their own 2-yard line.
CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
After the turnover, here's Murray. Steps away. And got his man complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A big play that time through the air. 33 yards. Much more room to operate under after the big play. Here's 1st and 10. To throw, it's Murray. Rolling to his right. And this is caught. It's Brown. And all the way down inside the 25 before he's out of bounds. A huge play there for Arizona. And that last throw, folks, one to remember. That moves him past Peyton Manning's mark of 5,477 yards thrown for in 2012. So this is the all-time record now for yards passing in a single season.
Cue the confetti, right? And knowing him, you know he'll pass the credit along to his receivers, his offensive line, his coaching staff. But let's face it, we have to acknowledge what a season he's had, and that can't be denied.
Again, they'll throw with Murray. Eluding the pressure right. To Connor on the check down. And the Cardinals are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Even though they've got this big advantage, Charles, they are not taking their foot off the gas pedal right now.
Well, I think what we're seeing is the result of all their great preparation and great practice time during the week. And even though it seems like this is a great chance to pull people back and maybe, not try and score a few more times, they don't want to do that. I think they're enjoying what they're seeing, the collective effort, and they want to play it all the way out.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game is played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score.
He's not going to get me. Mike 22. 22's coming. Mike. I got you, son.
To throw again on 2nd down. Goff. And it's incomplete. The intended target, T.J. Hockenson. But now it'll be 3rd down.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Mike 22, he's coming.
To the air again. Goff. And he's got his man here, Beasley. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
That's good. For a Lions. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Now Goff on 1st down. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hockenson.
And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Goff now looking to throw. Williams brings it in. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 20-yard line. From the red zone now, Goff. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for a touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The football going back over to Arizona now. And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the fourth. Back to throw it. Murray flushed out right. It's complete to Brown, right side. There he goes, right side.
Oh, that's the way.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Now Prater to add the PAT. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
On 1st and 10, Goff. Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down. J.J. Watt has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Throwing on 2nd and long. Goff able to get away. They'll wind up losing 11 on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and forever. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Push him back. Push him back.
From his end zone, Goff on 3rd and long. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And this one will wind up being down just outside of that 20-yard line.
Arizona's offense back out and ready to go. And this team continues to stake its claim as Super Bowl favorites. They are now eyeing an 8th straight win as they begin this drive here in the 4th quarter.
Murray's going to look to throw this thing, escaping the pressure right. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. The Cardinals forced to burn their 3rd and final timeout. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. So the big play gets them across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Come on.
From the gun, Murray dancing to his left. He's going deep for Brown. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Prater on to add the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tiny 2-play drive that time. And after the touchdown, out is Prater to kick.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Detroit's offense ready to take over.
Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. A big offensive explosion help leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep...